this real life?
Hello Tarantula lovers, I'm Alex and you're watching Tarantula Haven. I've been getting some posts on my YouTube channel asking me what has happened to me, if I was still making videos, and so I figured I better make a video soon to explain where I've been. Shortly after my last video that I put out, my wife noticed that our floors in our living room, we had wood laminate floors, and that they started swelling, and the place that they were swelling was around the aquarium, which is right there in the middle of my living room. So automatically I thought, okay, my aquarium's leaking. That's what's caused the wood to start swelling in that area. So I looked all over my aquarium and could not find any leaks. So I thought, okay, well, maybe it was the back filter. The back filter might have filled up and might have leaked out until the water level went down, and that's what caused the damage to the floor. So we watched and we waited to see if any kind of leak happened or anything like that, but nothing was leaking on the aquarium. In the meantime, the swelling on the floor was increasing. It was starting to grow in size. More and more of the floor was being damaged. So we knew that it wasn't the aquarium, and we tried to find every logical explanation as to why that was happening. So my wife said, we've got a pipe leak. It's got to be a pipe leaking somewhere. So we did have an incident one time before where the kitchen pipes were leaking, and I figured maybe that leak, or that the stop that we put on it, that the repair that we did on it did not hold, and maybe it was leaking all over again. So I ripped out the wall in that area to see, and the pipes were still intact. But much to my shock, around the floorboard, around the wood on the floor, there was water, and the water seemed to be seeping in from the concrete slab, which was just a nightmare, because that is something that you don't want as a homeowner. You don't want to ever experience. What we had was called a slab leak. And what that is, if you don't know, is when you have pipes that are underground, underneath the slab of the concrete underneath your house, and something cracks those pipes or punctures them, and the water begins to bubble up through your concrete slab. So that is what was happening. So immediately that set off a chain of events that completely stopped me from making videos, because there was just so much pandemonium going on in the house that it was just impossible for me to make any videos. First of all, I had to call the insurance to make sure that they could come out and see what was covered and what was not covered, because there was so much damage that was being produced by this leaking water. Then I had to call the plumbers to come out to take a look to make sure that they could repair it. And I had two options. One was to tear up the concrete where the slab leak was occurring and fix the pipe there, re-concrete it, and fix it all back up. That was probably the cheapest route, but that was also the most dangerous route as far as my insurance was concerned, because a pipe leaking underground usually means that your pipes are bad elsewhere. It's just a matter of time before it happens again. So we decided that we were going to do a re-pipe to the house, which of course means opening up walls, climbing up into the ceiling in the attic, and repiping your entire house. They reroute the water to your house and reroute it from underground to above ground. So that means that they're going to run it up through the attic, down through the walls, and so on. So that meant tearing up walls all throughout the house. So one of the things that we found out is that wherever the plumbers created damage in order to get to the pipes is not covered by insurance. The only thing that is covered by insurance is the damage that was produced by the leaking pipes. So the floorboards that were destroyed, those were covered by the insurance. The drywall that was wet and damaged by the water that was leaking, that is also covered by the insurance, and that's pretty much it. So that started all of the work that had to be done in the house. So it was suggested by my insurance that I should contact ServPro. And ServPro, like it never even happened, would come and they would set up a dehumidifier to help dry up some of the water that was leaking in the slab. And they would also set up fans to also help to dry things out, because the insurance was more concerned with creating new damage or allowing more damage to be created in the meantime before the plumbers came to start taking care of things. So the plumbers would not be able to come until the following week, which was about 3 or 4 days. And so in the meantime, they had to shut off the water. They had to run dehumidifiers and fans 24/7 to try to dry all this stuff out. So we ended up having to move into a hotel, and we had to stay there for about a week. The plumbers, when they finally did show up, said that the job would take about 2 days. It ended up taking an entire week. So all that time we're living in the hotel, we're going back and forth between the house and the hotel until all the plumbing could get done. And of course, every day we would come in and we would find new damage to the house, walls that were torn out where they had to get into pipes and so on. So they finally got done with all the repiping. I'm left with all this damage that needs to be fixed. I'm a do-it-yourselfer, and I did ask for a quote from ServPro what it would cost for them to repair my walls, and it was close to $600 for them to repair my walls. And that was just something that I wasn't willing to do because it's drywall. I kind of know how to do drywall. I grew up with my dad helping him put up drywall because he's always making repairs to our house and doing things. So it was just something that I said, I'll just take care of it. I'll do it, and I'll take care of that part. So the floors, of course, was damaged. So the floorboards were covered by insurance, so they couldn't just fix one spot. The floorboards that we had were no longer even available. They were discontinued. So we had to go with some completely new floorboards, and we decided to go brave, and we put in a nice gray wood floorboard. It's actually vinyl, which I didn't realize was just as nice as the wood laminate that we had. So we kind of took a chance on that, and we were pretty happy with the results of that. But because of coronavirus, which is what, all this stuff is happening, and then on top of that, coronavirus occurs. And because of that, it really slowed down shipping of everything. So we had to wait quite a long time to get the floorboards in. In the meantime, we've got concrete floors all over the place because they've since ripped out the old floorboards. And finally, they did come in and they installed it. And fortunately, they took care of it within one day. But because they had to put in the floors and stuff, we had to move furniture and things like that. And we had some pantries. I don't know if you've seen them before, but they're right here beside me. But those pantries were kind of old. They had been damaged by water before, not by the slab leak, but just other stuff that had happened. So when we went to move those, they got destroyed. The bottoms of them just kind of deteriorated and rotted off. So we said, forget it. We're not trying to salvage these. We threw those out. And we pretty much had our entire pantry sitting here on the kitchen table. So again, something else that just continued to keep me from making videos. Yes, I could have set up somewhere else and all that, but it just wasn't worth the hassle. I just figured I'll put it off until that gets taken care of. So again, we got the new pantries in. We couldn't put all the stuff in there yet. I couldn't even put the pantries together because we were waiting on the carpenter to put in the floorboards or the baseboards to the house. Again, coronavirus caused shipping delays, and it took forever to get those floorboards in. So, or the baseboards in. So when they finally did come in, they put in all the baseboards and everything, and that finally gave me a chance to put together the new pantries, get all the food and everything put back up in the pantries, and so on. But I still had all the damage to repair and everything that went along with it. So it just put one delay after another, after another, after another, that I really didn't have time nor the energy to put forth in creating a video. Believe me, I wanted to. I've been dying to make a video. I just haven't had the chance. I haven't had the opportunity. On top of all that, of course, coronavirus, but my son, my oldest son, who had moved back home and was living with us because things fell through with where he was living, and he was kind of in between looking for a new place to live. He decided that he wanted to move to California and to live with his girlfriend. They had a long distance relationship going on, so they decided to take it over there. Broke my heart. I miss my son. I miss having him nearby, but it's a good opportunity for him. There's way more opportunity in California than there is here in this little town. So I was happy for him, but of course I was sad that he was gone. But there is a silver lining to all this. Because he moved away, that gave us an extra bedroom that was available. My other son, my middle son, had already moved out and lives in Jacksonville. So kind of an interesting thing happened. The room that my daughter was in, it's always a little bit warmer, so she'd always complained about how warm it was in there. My son's room, on the other hand, is always cooler, and people always complain about being cold in that room. So she decided that she wanted to move in there. So with the extra room, the empty room, my wife gave me the all clear, and she said that you could finally have your tarantula room, and I kind of have a little studio that I've set up in there, or at least that will be my new studio. So remember, I told you there were big changes coming to Tarantula Haven. That is the big change that is coming to Tarantula Haven, is I will finally have my own studio and my own tarantula room. So those of you that have been begging me to do a tarantula room tour or a tarantula tour, a collection tour, I can finally give that to you because I finally have all my tarantulas in one place. So let's take a look at the video of me putting my tarantula room together, and then I'll come back and finish this out. It's finally happened. All right. So my son moved out, and my daughter decided that she wanted to move into his room, and that left this room available. My wife said I could use it as my tarantula room. Don't mind the closet there, all that stuff right there is probably going to go away. I got the old bed there, but this is going to be my new tarantula room, and it's only about a 10 by 10 room, which is not tons and tons of space, but it's going to allow me to have my own tarantula room. And I'm still not quite sure what I'm going to do with everything. This right here that you see here, that's a shelving unit that I'm going to put up. But this is going to allow me to shoot a lot more frequently, because I'll be able to close the door and not worry about all the birds, which you can hear in the background, and I can shoot any time of the day. And I will actually have a tarantula room, so those of you that have been waiting for a tour, I can give you that. But right now, as you can see, I'm just working on painting it, and so far I've only done the edging, so the stuff that you see on the edges there is the color that it's going to be. I'm not sure I'm real happy with it. It's very blue. And it's kind of bright. It almost looks like painter's tape blue. So hopefully once I fill it in, it will look much nicer. If not, I can always repaint it. But one of the cool things about this room is, and this is the reason why my daughter switched to the other room, is because this room has always been warmer for some particular reason. It stays about, I want to say 78, 80 degrees during the day, because our AC goes, or the temperature goes up on the AC when we're not here. So we have it set to automatically adjust. So I think during the day, the house is normally 76 degrees. So this room stays warmer, about 78, 80 degrees, which is ideal for tarantulas. So I would love this as, their setup. So she moved into the other bedroom, which stays perpetually cooler. So that's a good thing for her. It's a win-win for both of us. So hopefully my tarantulas will be a whole lot happier being in this room. And I'll be able to set up my kind of studio here and tarantula room. And like I said, I'll be able to shoot whenever I want to, which will mean I can put out videos more frequently, and I don't have to worry about setting up at night. Sometimes I've been shooting as late as midnight just to have everything quiet. This way I can close it off and shoot during the day, any time of the day that I want to during the week, and be prepared for the weekend to shoot a video. So maybe I can finally start putting videos out on a weekly basis, which I know is important, especially when it comes down to YouTube itself. And as far as the algorithms and all that kind of stuff, and how frequently your videos pop up, because I know that I've been losing a lot of traffic, especially since I've been away for a little while, and I post infrequently. So I'm still getting subscribers. I think I'm over 7,000 right now, which thank you so much to everybody who's subscribed to me and follows me. This is probably good news for you, because you're going to see more from me a lot more often. And I told myself I wouldn't I wouldn't set up a Patreon until I hit about 10K. So maybe I can reach that goal, maybe not, we'll see. I can still hear the birds. They are so loud. This is loud time for them. As far as the room itself right now, it's real echoey. Once I get everything put in here, hopefully that will help dampen some of the sound. But I may have to invest in some sound dampening foam or something to put on the walls to help reduce the amount of echo, and maybe get these birds to shut up a little bit. Hopefully I can soundproof it in here a little bit more. But anyway, this is my new tarantula room, and I'm real excited about it, and I can't wait to get it set up and show you what it looks like. So yes, it's finally happened. I finally have my own tarantula room. I have a Tarantula Haven that is my new studio. So everything from here on out is probably going to take place in there unless I've got something different going on. So I look forward to making videos in there. Now I can pretty much shoot anytime I want. If I want to come home from work, doesn't matter what day of the week, and I want to shoot video, I can do so in there because I can just close the door, take care of it, and build up video throughout the week so that I can put out weekly videos like I've always wanted to. Maybe I can maintain a schedule from here on out, which is something that I've definitely wanted to do. It's just, you know, life gets in the way, and I've really experienced that this past month. It's been an ordeal, and on top of that, with all the COVID-19 scare and everything, you know, it's just been a really stressful month. It's been a real stressful 2020 so far. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it wasn't too boring for you. I just felt like I needed to put something out there to let you know what was going on in my life and why I wasn't putting out videos. The Tarantula Haven is still alive and well, and it's still going. I still intend to put out more videos, hopefully now on a more regular basis, and especially now that we are practicing social distancing and we are sitting at home, maybe I can add a little bit of entertainment to your life. And I hope that everybody is staying safe and practicing their social distancing. And, you know, the more we practice this, the better off we're going to be fighting off this COVID-19. The sooner we can get rid of it, the better. So I love you all. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep loving them tarantulas.